I would like to welcome you one more time into this site 2022, and we have a very interesting session for those who are on site. So if you are present here on site, please, I would like to welcome you to, would like to ask you to come to the stage, to the seats in front of the stage for the next session.
Ladies and gentlemen, so right now I would like to continue with our first topic of the day at Metaverse Forum. So welcome once again at Site 2022. So right now I would like to introduce to you Dr. Sunil Kapoor, Plant Head PRPL India, Pharma and Technical Director, Arivank Pharmatech Global Solutions are going to deliver in the topic of Emergency of India Innovation Ecosystem. So please enjoy.
Good afternoon, friends. We are here to tell you a little bit about emergence of Indian innovation ecosystems. India has been at the forefront of innovation for a very, very long time, and they have been very successful in this implementation. Next, the key figures about India. Let us talk about a little about India. We have a population of about 1.3 billion persons. The GDP is 2.038. GDP growth is 6.8%. Exchange rate is a little higher. Every day fluctuates. Official language is English and Hindi. We have many cities which are there. New Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore. Next, please. Next slide, please. Okay. We have a culture in which the government and the private participants, they all participate and they nurture the innovative minds because they are going to solve a lot of problems for us. Next. Now, innovation ecosystems in India. India is a world-leading ecosystem for research and startups. It is a very top destination for R&D and innovation in quantum systems. Then we have done a lot of innovations in electronics, IT, artificial intelligence, quantum technology, all these new subjects, they are there, where we have done a lot of innovation. When you see innovation, it is the key driving force in today's world and is gaining further importance with each passing day. India is and has always been at the center stage of some great innovations. India invented the word zero, the number zero. It was invented by the scientist and the sage Aryabhat. And further, even the world recognizes Ayurveda and yoga for the betterment of individual life. When India launched the space program, the success of individually built Mars orbiter Mangalyaan is actually a innovation because US spent about 670 millions of rupees for launching that particular distance, while India covered it with only 74 million. It is 1/10 of the cost which US has taken, and India has done the same thing at 1/10 of the cost. Next, please. Now, talk about the basic facts. India is the 7th largest country by area, second most populous country with about 1.33 billion people, and it is one of the most populous democracy in the world. India targets to become a 5 trillion economy in next 5 years, and it might become US $10 trillion economy in another 8 years. So we have good targets and which are achievable. Now India is expected to be the 3rd largest consumer economy because our consumption will triple to 4 trillion by 2022 due to consumption behavior and expenditure patterns. Now India government is projecting that the GDP might go down because there has been a lockdown in COVID and all that. But now the things are picking up again, and the GDP growth will become as good as it was earlier. Next, please. What we have to see is how India fared. India was actually in this. India was there at the 81st position in 2015. It reached 66, then 60, then 57, then 52, then 48 in 2020. I am glad to report that now India is at a position of 46 in the in the year 2021. Next, please. Now, innovation. India has a total of 25 innovation centers in the country, and it has been ranked as a top destination in Asia, second in the world for new innovation centers after US. We are second only to the US. The country accounts for 27% of Asia's total new innovation centers, and maximum of them are there in India. We have moved to the other position now, startups. Now, India has retained its position as the third largest startup base in the world, with about 4,750 technology startups. Bangalore, as you know, is a city in India. It is globally recognized as the fifth most preferred destination by large companies, large multinationals all over the world. They prefer Bangalore to be their base. The government has also set up many schemes, like there is a Atal Innovation Mission, that AIM, it will transform radically the innovation, entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem. Next, please. Now, outsourcing hub. India has become a major destination for outsourced R&D activities. There are more than 1,100 R&D centers which are set up by various multinational companies, IBM, Google, Motorola, Microsoft, Intel, you name anyone, all of them are there in India. Their R&D centers, they cover including, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, aerospace management, automotive, material technology, or other fields. There are a lot of Swedish companies also there in India. Next, please. When you talk in the points, India is the fifth largest economy. There are more than 1 billion mobile subscribers. So you know the internet penetration. It is first in the GII rank of Asia, second biggest investor in renewables. And we have the top, there are, world, there are 10 top universities, out of them 3 are there in India. So we have a good knowledge base. The second internet user base is in India. Largest, it is highest research center, and third largest science and technology innovation center. Next, please. When you talk about innovation elements, there are various countries who have done much better than us. But we appreciate them and we also try to get inspiration from them. When you talk about the global ranking, overall rank, Switzerland is number 1, Sweden is 2, USA is 3rd. When you talk about the higher institutions, education institutions, Singapore, Finland, Norway are the ones which are at the top. Human capital research, that is Korea, Denmark, Sweden, all these things are there. India is not in this list, but I'm sure soon we will reach this list. Next, please. Now, various global priorities areas are there for research. All over the world, there are various areas where you could contribute. One of them is technology, climate change, ocean resources, biodiversity, cyber security, corporate governance. All these are there which are hot topics for the priority areas. Then there are various emerging technologies in which we want innovation, we want research, we want a lot of contribution from all other countries. Now, emerging technologies will be artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, advanced materials, smart grids, big data analysis, and precision machine medicines, genomics, etc. Next, please. Now, these are the, in a nutshell, you could see the future technologies: artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data, blockchain, 3D printing, robotics, then gene coding, nanotechnology, and the solar photovoltaic cells. All these things are going to be there for future, and this is where we need the innovation. Next, please. Now, there will be some key figures for the India ecosystem. The number of startups which are there are about 9,300. Number of unicorns are basically meant where their revenue is meant as has crossed 1 billion. So number of unicorns are 26. They have increased to 28 now. Active incubators and accelerators are 335. Total funding has been received to a large extent, and that is changing. Next, please. Now, these are the locations for various startups. There are some you could see, Chandigarh, Jaipur, Kanpur, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai. All these cities are there where we are developing startup hubs, and a lot of companies are coming up in this particular area. Some are emerging, some are already established, and so it is not just in Mumbai, Delhi, and Madras. It is other places also which are covering up. Next, please. Various government initiatives have been there, which will start as a Startup India. That main name is Startup India. They are the ones. It is a flagship initiative of government, which is intended to catalyze the culture and build a strong, inclusive ecosystem for innovation and entrepreneurship. These startups are important engines for economic growth because they are the ones which are going to bring new ideas, new inventions, new innovations for the use of mankind. Next, please. Now, to help these achieve, we have various things which are there to help the startups. Incubators and accelerators are the ones which are there. There are various incubators and accelerators. The structure can be government, private-led. The other thing which is required is co-working spaces. The co-working space industries has boomed. We have more than 1,000 co-working spaces in India. Springboard, local players like Springboard, Coworks, Avix, they are all offering affordable and shareable office space as well as a network and a space to interact and create connections. So WeWork is also there in India. So they have helped India innovate. Next, please. Various academic institutions. India is home to some of the top engineering colleges and universities. The Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, is actually brewing ground for various these, considered to be the fourth largest producer of unicorn startups. It is only after Stanford, Harvard, and University of California that IITs are number fourth. So they are at a much better place. So they are the persons where startups are coming up. Now, where large corporates, more than 1,250 multinational corporations have done their R&D here, and business process managements are here also. They all help in innovation programs. Next, please. Now, India counts a lot of IT companies are there, which are partners, offering great partnership opportunities. Now, then, when we go for the government support, government initiatives such as, now there are various initiatives such as Startup India, Niti Aayog, Atal Mission. All these are facilitating the creation of innovation system. Then the funding. Venture capitalist landscape is involved, where we have startup raised 4.4 billion. And it is going much higher than that. Next, please. Funding the ecosystem. The ecosystem is to be funded. Next. Now, venture capital and private equity firms are their important part. So you see, their growth is from, there are various stages when they do. Seed capital, early stage, then later stage, then total. So a lot of venture capital and private equity firms are there which are supporting the Indian innovation ecosystem. Next please. Now, this is at a high, the growth of investment is record high at venture capital and equity firms. Number of unique and active investors have become 108. Due to COVID, the speed has reduced a little bit, but it is still going much stronger. And we hope that it will pick up the same thing, same pace. Again, it grew by over 14%, and now presently it is at a rate of about 16.5% currently. Next, please. When you take this perspective further, it is very interesting, interesting to know that more than 70% of this capital invested is in fact the global capital. It is not coming from one place, it is coming from the global. Big countries like USA, Japan, China, Canada, Europe, they are all participating and they are all investing in India startup system. Every single company which is collectively called, you have a word, tech mafia, like Facebook, Apple, Google, Alibaba, they all have their investment teams in India. They are all working and giving money to the Indian startup. When you look at top 10 US venture capital firms, venture capital firms are the ones which support you in developing your idea, your things, your work. The Excel Partner is one of the important ones. Sequoia is another one. Bessemer Capital Venture, GGV. All these things they're all very active in India. They are all participating in India's progress, doing a lot of investments. Carlyle Group is there, Blackstone is there, TPG, General Atlantic. They are all here in India. When you talk about 8 of the top global hunters, like unicorn hunters, like the companies which will grow in future, like Tiger Global, DST Global, Fidelity Investments, all these are there in India. Next, please. Startup puzzle is, what you have to do is to inspire, then educate, then play, then launch, grow, and then cause impact to the masses. Next, please. Now, there are various factors in the innovation ecosystems. All these factors are important for developing innovation. Trademark registration, researcher activity, patent activity, scientific journals, R&D expenses, all are there, which are there for the development. Next, please. How do you reach the GII, Global Innovation Index? GII is an annual ranking of the company which is done by the capacity for success in innovation. This is where India has reached the 46th stage in 2021. This is published by Cornell University, INSEAD, and the Intellectual Property Organization of the World. Now, this is based on various data. So we could go next. Next, please. Now, various innovation hotspots are various cities have developed in India who host a lot of innovation. They are called innovation hotspots. Bangalore is one. Bangalore is a city in India. It hosts largest technology cluster in India and the 4th largest technology cluster in the world. It is strict because it contains IT-enabled services, pharmaceuticals, aerospace, agri-tech, all work is being done here. Next is, could we have the next? Mumbai. Mumbai is the financial capital of India because it is close to global markets. It is able to, it gets a lot of capital inflow and it has a business to business innovation. FinTech is the actual one which provides the finance part. Next, please. The next comes the Delhi. That is where we are. Delhi is the capital region. New Delhi is the capital. It presence of firms and it has easy access to foreign investors, government agencies, and seed funding. Now, it is a major hub for IT-enabled services, e-commerce, and design work. Next, please. Hyderabad. Hyderabad is another upcoming city in India, which is becoming a global destination for tech business and entrepreneurs. Telangana is a state which provides focus on innovation through a formal innovation policy which is supported by the government. The city's industrial information technology and biotechnology clusters have led to a strong research and R&D capabilities. So Hyderabad is growing as a hotbed of innovation center. Next, please. Various pillars are there in innovation, like patenting analysis. When you do the analysis of any of the innovation system, patenting innovation is one of the key driving force in today's world, and it is gaining more and more importance with each passing day. When Google took over the Motorola, Motorola was the owner of 17,000 patents. All these patents were valued at 5.5 billion. It is a huge amount. Billions of dollars were there which were paid for the patents. And later on, Google got rid of the Motorola, but these patents which were there, the technologies that they have patented and the work that they have kept with themselves have become one of the big helping thing for their, the system of operating system Android. Android is still largest user base. Android has the largest user base in all mobile technology operating systems. That is all because of the patents which were developed by the Motorola. Now more and more companies in US are realizing the worth of patents and how they can generate the cash. Next, please. The other thing that comes to importance is, next pillar is business incubator models. Various thrust areas are there in incubators. IT software, hardware, manufacturing, health, energy, agribusiness, nanotechnology, others. All these are there, which are actually the pillar of the innovation. Next, please. Now, various government schemes are there. Government has to also provide lot of help, lot of support in the case of, providing help to the public so that the innovation becomes good and it becomes a durable thing. If innovation is done well, then probably things can also go further. Now, all these schemes help you a lot in developing your innovation ecosystem. All the countries which are going to do, like, various participants which are here today in our Site 22 conference, they will all understand that all these things are required. All these things are required for promoting an innovation culture. Once you innovate and you produce a product which is consumed by the masses, you are uplifting the standard of the persons who are there in the masses. You are doing not only helping you financially, but also helping the masses. So there is a PRISM scheme which promotes innovation in individual startups and MSMEs. It is an initiative of the Department of Science and Industrial Research. This is aimed at transforming an individual innovator into a successful techno-entrepreneur. This will promote, support and fund. It will not only promote but also fund the impendable and commercially viable innovations. Lot of innovations are there which have to be made commercially viable, and the government helps in that. Under the initiative, an Indian innovator, whether it is a student or a professional or a common citizen, is provided technical, strategic and financial assistance by Department of Science and Industrial Research. And for idea development, first of all, what you do is to develop the idea. Then you do the prototype development. Then you do the pilot scaling. And later on, you go for the patenting. This program is implemented across various sectors, from energy to healthcare. When you talk about this, Atal Innovation Mission celebrates Azadi Ka Mahotsav. Today, this year, we have the 75th year of our freedom. So that is called Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship which Indians have. Next, please. This is the one. Annual innovation.
ก็ innovation
I'll give in a sum this thing. What are the government initiatives that will help create India hub in many cities of India? Innovation hubs have been created, various schemes. like all the countries can follow these or probably do better. A lot of countries, a lot of ideas are there. They can do better than this, and they can. The government of India is incentivizing research and endeavor. Number one is innovation in science pursuit for inspired research. The name is Inspire. This is given to students, teachers, common persons, all those. Then they have a Ramanujan Fellowship. For the scheme is called Kiran. The Ramanujan Fellowship, the knowledge involvement in research advancement through nurturing scheme. Then we have Smart India Hackathons, SIH. As mentioned earlier, there is Atal Innovation Mission, AIM. It is in short called AIM, but it is an innovation mission which is given a lot of importance by Government of India. Then we have Biotechnology Ignition Grants, big scheme. Now these are the ones which are helping in developing the biotechnological requirements, biotechnological innovations in India. Another thing is Future Skills Prime. Prime is the program for reskilling and upskilling. Like, if you are educated today, after 20 years, your education is, a little, it requires again upskilling. It requires refreshing. You need, because new concepts keep coming up. So this program helps you in reskilling and upskilling the IT manpower which is there, which is used for capacity building platforms. Then we have schemes of transformational advanced research in sciences. This is called STARS. Then there is a scheme for promotion of academic and research collaboration called SPARK. Then we have impactful policy research and social science, IMPRESS. So all these schemes are actively being persuaded by the government, by the public, by the big industrial houses, so that the innovation ecosystem develops and becomes more useful. Next, please. As you say, once Mark Twain said, India is the cradle of human race, the birthplace of human speech, mother of history, grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of tradition. India is all that. Our most valuable and most attractive materials in the history are treasured up in India only. This was told by Mark Twain. Next, please. This is what we do, and that's all. That's all what we have to say. Thank you. Thanks for your attention.
Test. Okay. Thank you very much for a very informative section from Dr. Sunil Kapoor. และเดี๋ยวต้องไปถัดไปนะคะตอนนี้หลังที่เราได้รับฟังหัวข้อที่น่าสนใจนะคะจากทางดรสุนิลไปแล้วนะคะเราจะมีอีกหนึ่งเซสชันที่หลายๆคนรอคอยนะคะซึ่งตอนนี้นะคะก็ได้เวลานะคะที่เราจะได้มาเริ่มต้นนะคะในอีกสักครู่หนึ่งกับหัวข้อ Reimagination Mega City Bangkok Towards City of Innovation นะคะถ้าเกิดว่าตอนนี้แล้วท่านไหนสนใจอยากจะรับฟังหัวข้อนี้นะคะจากทางผู้ว่าราชการกรุงเทพมหานครนะคะจะขออนุญาตเรียนเชิญที่บริเวณเก้าอี้ด้านหน้าเวทีได้เลยตอนนี้ยังมีพื้นที่อยู่นะคะเพราะฉะนั้นท่านที่อยากจะรับฟังนะคะสามารถที่จะมาเตรียมรอสแตนด์บายได้เลยค่ะตอนนี้ท่านเดินทางมาถึงไปที่เรียบร้อยแล้วนะคะเดี๋ยวสักครู่หนึ่งเราจะได้เริ่มเซสชันนี้ด้านบนเวทีอีกไม่กี่นาทีข้างหน้านี้ขอบคุณมากค่ะ